Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brina and today we are doing episode 3 of my Project Pan series. I'm very excited because I have some really fun updates to show you guys. So starting off strong, how we usually start, I'll start with the least exciting and then we'll move into the more exciting ones. So if you haven't checked out any of my other project pans, I would recommend starting in episode 1. They are all linked in a playlist, so you should be able to very easily find it. But the one that I've been making the least progress on right now, well, 2 that I've been making the least progress on, is the Supergoop Glow Screen SPF 40. I haven't done a new demarcation line since episode 1. Because I know I have been using it. I haven't been keeping track. Let me know if you want me to keep track of uses. I could do that. There's not a ton left in it, but it hasn't been a big enough dent where I feel like, like the air, there's still a lot of air and product in here that there's not enough progress to make a new demarcation line. So this one, not a ton of progress. And the one that has been visually difficult to track is my Rare Beauty Exhilarate Liquid Highlighter. I do have a bit of windowing. You can kind of see right there. Some windowing in the product, but not enough for it to really make a difference. I use such a negligible amount when I put this on. And since we've been moving more into winter months where I am in Canada, I haven't been gravitating towards this as often as I do in the summer. So this one, hopefully in the next few months, we will see some more progress with the product moving down or some settling in the product or hopefully a bigger window. Next, we will move on to my base makeup. So for my base makeup, I have 4 products. I have this Rare Beauty, I think it's 20W for the shade, and I've been using this quite a bit. It's a tinted moisturizer type product, and this is my first demarcation line that I made for episode 1. I didn't make a lot of progress or use it at all last month. But this month, I have been using this a ton. If you've been watching any of my Get Ready With Me's, you'll see I have gotten it in my hair a few times. So this is our new demarcation line. Unfortunately, it is a opaque package. So I will have to cut into this to scrape out the rest of the product soon. That will happen. And I don't have a mini scale to weigh it, but I have to really shake it to get product out. I am almost done with this one, which is very exciting. So I would say just a little bit is left in this here. And then for my other foundation type product, we have my MAC Studio Fix Plus in the shade N3. And this one, I will get the before and after shots for you as well. But let's just take a moment to look at how big that pan is getting. And I don't know if you can tell, oh, you can kind of tell, the divot it has around the pan here. So we've hit pan and then we have a good divoting as well. I usually use a concealer brush and do some spot treatment with it. I don't use this all over my face anymore. So we've been doing some slower progress than what I used to do with my previous MAC Studio Fix Plus, because this is the second one I've purchased. And then I will give you my last month and then this month shot. You can definitely tell the pan has gotten bigger, which is very exciting. And then the next one we've made some decent progress in, which I assumed it would take quite a while for visual progress, but it's my Essence Baby Got Blush, and I don't have the shade anymore. It does smell like watermelon, so if you're not a scented makeup product person, I would not recommend it, but it has decent, like a decent coverage, and it gives you a decent color on the cheek. So we have my episode 1 line here, and then we'll see if you can see it through the tube. So that's episode 1 line on the bottle. Episode 2 line is the top one there. And now this is our new demarcation line. And how I've tracked it is at Fantastic Beauty. Go check out her channel. She rolls everything up, and then she does from the bottom to the top there. So that's how I got that new line. Very excited to report that we're making good progress with the blush. I've had this blush for quite a while, so we'll see how many more months it takes me to finish up this blush. Comment down below how long you think it will take me. And then using the same technique as well for my e.l.f. Instant Brown Lift Pencil in the shade Taupe, we have a new demarcation line. So the top one there is going to be from last month's update. And now this bottom one is the new update for the Taupe eyebrow pencil. I have been grabbing this a bit more often because I've been doing some darker makeup looks, and I find I like to have my brows filled in when I'm doing a darker makeup look. So I have been gravitating towards this a bit more than I was previously, which is nice. I do think I have maybe 2 more months left of this. Once it reaches the bottom, it just runs out really fast, I find. So I would say maybe 2 more months. We'll see how often I can get through that. And since we're on the brow trend, we will jump into the CoverGirl Professional Natural Lash. It is a clear mascara that I use as a brow gel. I do have another brow gel that I'm using, but it is almost empty. So it is technically my first empty, but it's hard to tell because it's, again, an opaque package. This one is clear, and I have very visual lines on it. So that bottom one is from our first update, and then our second update. So like that's where it was at when we started the project pan. And then that's episode 2, and I'll zoom in. That is where it's resting now for this update here for December. And then we'll flip it over, and same thing. So the bottom here is going to be where we started, and then here it's kind of sitting, and then the lowest point is going to be that top line there. That is the one most recent, which is very exciting. We're almost, you can just tell I've been scraping the sides of this thing. So we're almost empty with the Clear Lash Natural Lash Brow Gel. And the one that I thought was going to be our first empty, but I have probably 1 or 2 more uses out of it, is my Sweetheart Bath Company Coconut Breeze Intensive Hand Cream. This one is exciting. So this was our first mark that we did when I started my project pan. This one was last month, how much we were using. This is where we're at today. That is crazy. I could have put some on before this video and made it empty, but I think I'm gonna cut it open and try and scrape as much out of it as I can to truly empty the product. And I didn't want to just put it on unnecessarily to be like, oh, first empty. So we will have an empty soon, but I'm super happy. Like, look how, that is so exciting. So we're almost done with this guy. I forgot to show my other pan product. Okay, so this one's very exciting as well. Obviously, this one is visually easier to track because I'm taking progress pictures for it. So for my Subtle Beauty stack, this is the last of the stack I have left. You can tell it is busted, dusted, crusty. I've had it for a few years, but we're almost done with it. So here is my Subtle Beauty. You can tell the new panning around the side is where it hasn't been like hard pan. Like in the middle, that's some hard pan, so it's like some caked on product. But around the side is where we have the new panning. And then you can tell that it's like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's coming apart from the side here. So I probably will have to repan it at some point this next month. Let me know if you want to see a video of me repanning it. It will be my first time repanning something, so that will be very exciting. And here is the before and after from November to December photos. I definitely think the pan has gotten bigger. Let me know if you think the pan has gotten bigger as well. And then last two products, the last two products that I'm going to be sharing today is the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. So we have so this is by e.l.f. and I don't think it's a setting mist. It's more of like a glowy mist. But here we have my little progress lines. This is where we started last month. So this is where we were last month. And then I did this demarcation line a few days ago because I was like, ooh, it's like quite down. But then I did another demarcation line today because it is very low. It was below that line just because I've been using it this past few weeks. So this, I think, will be my next empty after the lotion because we are almost done with this. And last but not least, the one that is the most exciting, I think, because I lost it for maybe about a month. Lost it, I say, but it was actually tucked in where it was supposed to be, is my not lash. This is MAC Lip Gloss, and it is a clear tube, so it is very obvious where it started. I wish I was taking pictures of this, but you will just have to go watch episode 1 to see where it started. It probably was more like here or here, but we are just hitting the milliliter. So it says on the back how many milliliters it is. Liquid fluid ounces / 7 milliliters, and it's just hitting the L. I don't know if you guys can see that. So that is pretty exciting. And I do wear this to work, and I have it in my work bag. So I put it on quite often. I would say I reapply maybe 2 or 3 times a shift when I'm working. And I go through this, I would say I'm going through this at a good rate. Also part of the project pan that I'm not showing right now, I have 3 eyebrow or eyeliner pencils and 1 lip liner. I haven't used them at all, so it would just be reiterating that there's no progress made on those. I promise I will try to use them up. It is something that I find a bit harder to use, or I just don't gravitate towards them. I used to really want to be an eyeliner girly, but it's not something that I wear very often, or lip liner. But hopefully in the next month, I'll give you a better update in January for if I've sharpened them, because they all need a good sharpening. And then hopefully I'll get into the habit of using those as well. So I think that wraps up my episode 3 of my project pan. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Let me know down below which one you are most excited for the progress and which one you think is going to be my first empty. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.